Maddie's brought up 4 different honeys from Denver. Matt Scanlan, my brother, my friend.
Hey. From all over. Yeah, from one's from mine. This is my honey, but brought a couple. This one's from Florida, one's from Pennsylvania, and this one's from Kyrgyzstan. You know, completely international honey, so has a totally different look to it too. So,
it's got like a white. It's like a white honey.
Yeah, completely. That texture wise, it's like real thick. You know, these are so like, you know, soft and creamy. So this
yeah,
one,
look at that. I mean, it's got like that.
just that butter. It's got Tupelo. It's
Ooh, that's nice.
It's considered you know, definitely a delicate honey. So.
And then this is your honey.
The Westwood honey myself.
Ooh, look at that.
It's sacred to my heart. But even this one,
that gold.
I got a real dark. It's a buckwheat honey. You know, it's got a little bit more richness. You know, Sean.
This is my favorite smelling one.
Oh yeah. You can. You know, some honeys aren't as bold, so I think that one's really good. I think
and this is from Easton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, exactly.
Since 1918, they've been getting these honeys.
Yeah, just shoot like the NFL, 100 years. You know, celebrating 100 years.
This has like we were talking about it earlier, and so this has almost like a molasses smell to it. It's a really, really dark honey. You can see in the jar.
Right.
You know, it's like at this. It's like, and this jar is awesome. It's heavy as hell.
It has that feel, you know, like just a nice real, exactly what you're saying, that richness to it.
What would make this honey this color?
You know, just exactly what the brand of it, the buckwheat, you know, the bloom is gonna determine, you know, how dark the honey is. And even some of these ones, you know, like the Tupelo, it has a really light colored flower, so the bloom, you know, for
that's
this
from Florida.
One, yeah, this one's from Florida specifically, you know, and it has a real short window where it's only going to be bloomed for, you know, a 3-week period. So they have to get all of the Tupelo honey just in this little period. And, you know, I couldn't tell you this one, you know, particularly, but...
Where's this one from again?
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan's in like the Russia area.
Right, yeah.
It's a stand.
And it says it's up in the mountains too, so that's what's kind of cool. It says a mountain honey.
Nice.
And, you know, that's what, you know, we have a little bit of mountain honey, you know, in Westwood. So even mine, though, is, you know, I'd say a little bit closer to the Tupelo honey with the bloom, but it's...
Yeah, it's kind of similar in color.
Definitely in color.
You know.
But I'd say even in taste where it's got some of the sweeter notes, you know, the buckwheat, though, you know, more like molasses, you know, I'd say a little bit more, you know, like rich, you know, not more of a kind of a dessert, you know, more of like, oh, you'd pair it with... You say molasses would be perfect. You know?
This stuff is like really. It's like a dark beer. But
that's
what they kind of remind me of. Except for this, this looks like milk.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it'd be the beers though. It'd be perfect. Yeah. You would want to be like, oh, this would be a Guinness, you know, or like, oh yeah,
right.
Like that dark, you know, Irish beer versus these nice like.
We Irish, so you know we gotta represent.
Hey, I would definitely say my Guinness.
So what are we gonna eat?
I would start. I mean, we could start with. We'll start with the darkest.
Okay.
I mean, I think that one, and we could do. I mean, apple. I think would be
apple.
Let's try with some apple.
Okay.
I'll let you go first.
All right.
Ooh,
Look at that. And big one.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So dark. It's got like a nice bitter flavor to it.
Oh yeah.
And it's got like, it almost tastes like it's been, like it was cooked, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't really, with apple, you know, I feel like it's already sweet. So it doesn't like take away from the sweetness of the apple. You know, it kind of gives you like, oh yeah, it goes with it, you know, and like I think you agree.
Yeah.
Or you said it, you know,
I'll try it with a cracker. Here you go. And it's so dark. It's like maple syrup.
It's what it made me think of maple syrup too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to put it on more like, even like a pancake or something.
Yeah, this would be better if it wasn't on something already sweet.
Yeah, because that's even better. Like on a cracker, I think is nice.
This would be good on like toast.
Because I think it was competing with the apple just then. I was like, oh man, it wasn't like it was like not like clashing, but against like a cracker, you're like, oh, there's a savoriness, you know. That's, I don't know, like, not like you want to go sweet, you want to go more richness with that. So I like that. I think better with the cracker.
Honey is so fucking good.
And that's what, you know, you can almost just enjoy it by itself. I feel bad, you know. Always I could just pour it right in my mouth like a bear. You know, my wife's always like, "Oh my God, you look like a savage." You know, I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry."
So all right, so we got.
I went 2 below next. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So
I'm
this
jumping.
is 2 below. That's what the.
It's famous for they say, you know, honeys as they get, you know, older, they'll crystallize and they'll harden. You know, Tupelo is supposed to be, you know, famous for never crystallizing.
Yeah, I've noticed that about. Sometimes honey gets like that solid crystallizing effect.
It's so you know, a natural thing. You know, a honey, when it does that, all it is the moisture content. You know, it's got to stay in a certain range. But you put it in a water bath, you know, you just keep it at a certain temperature, you know, and you kind of raise the temperature up and it'll liquefy back up. So, you know, you can do the microwave, but that'll, you know, take away the microbials, any of the like the benefits. So it's better just to put it in boiling water, you know, in a water bath, you know, where you can, you know, raise temperature to where it's liquefied that way versus microwave.
Okay. So this one won't crystallize, but
That's what's supposed to be special about it.
yeah. Sorry, I keep eating some of it with the crackers. I'm like really trying to get the flavor of it.
I don't want to say this one's a little bit better, but you know, for the sweetness, I think it's more of a dessert honey for sure.
Well, I was gonna say I definitely notice it tastes like more what people would think of traditional honey.
A natural honey. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and it has that it's kind of tastes herby too. Could be
Absolutely.
herby, but,
This one almost though, I think, since it's from the South, I swear there's like almost like an orange, or almost like I'd say like a lemon, but it's like a brighter. I don't taste like a sunflower, like a very like prairie, like brushland type of mountain. I don't taste that type of like mountain honey. I taste more of like almost like tropical, where it almost feels like you're like at the ocean. So that's.
Ooh, I can see that.
It's a little bit more of that, you know, because I've had, you know, Bahama and like Mexico honey. It tastes a little bit more like that, where I think it's good.
Taste it with the cheese.
That's what I'm like.
It's weird because I heard cheese and honey is good together, but it's strange because
the sweetness.
It's so good.
Really?
It really is good. I'm like trying to think of what you put honey and cheese with ever, but it actually has a nice.
Ooh,
what do you think?
I think the texture.
Is it blasphemy?
No, that's good.
Like the honey people aren't gonna be like, yo, you can't be.
Well, the land of milk and honey. I mean dairy and honey.
Go.
I think that's like. I mean, you gotta put those.
America.
Best ever, I think.
What's this one?
So this next one, you know, it's the mountain honey. It says Abashi on it. Out of all of them though, it's the whitest. I think it's like a candy. You know, it's almost like a fondant. I thought it was.
It is. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that fondant. Totally.
Instantly, it was my like favorite just because of the look. It has almost that like, oh, it's just decadent because it's, you know, it's like this white, you know, and it has this like soft kind of like marshmallowy.
It's like fluffinetta.
Oh, just marshmallow cream.
That's how we say it back in Boston. We say fluffinetta. Do you want a peanut butter and fluffinetta sandwich?
Fluffinetta.
But it does. It's got this like super milky, like almost like how like.
It's airy a little bit in there.
Yeah, it reminds me like.
Not a flan, but like frosting that's like.
Frosting.
That's not quite cooled yet, but it's like warm. But the texture, just because it's movie still.
But it's very pearly.
Right. A whole bottle of cream.
It's very pearly and milky and sticky.
It all rose to the top.
And it's from Kyrgyzstan. But it's good, man. It's weird. It does. It tastes like. It does. It has like a marshmallowy. It doesn't. It doesn't taste like traditional honey.
Right, but it doesn't. It doesn't taste like you when you're eating frosting. You're like, this feels bad for me. It still has like a honey, like it's from a flower probably that's maybe just we don't have around here. But you don't feel like, oh, I'm just eating sugar. Like, it feel like you're still eating honey.
Yeah, I can kind of taste like definitely has some sort of herby or flowery flavor to it.
And I think some honeys are gonna be like more prominent. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of like flower. I can like almost taste the benefit, like the floral taste to it. You know, like this one has like this buckwheat, like a taste, like we're saying like molasses. But this one, it's tame. It doesn't have like an abundant like flavor.
No, yeah.
Like it's almost like, oh, it's just real tame.
Yeah.
Tupelo, you know, you instantly are like, that's a sweet, bright honey, you know. So sometimes like a honey can be, you know, just like, oh, it's just, you know, cream that's, you know, really sugary and delicious, but I'm not gonna like steal all the limelight. Unlike this one, the best honey of all. The best honey, of course, Westwood honey. Straight from Pueblo and Denver. The golden.
It's the best shot, I mean.
That's why I only brought 4. I brought them strategically, just so you would try this one and be like, this one might be my favorite. Whenever I have my honey, I'm always like, oh man, there must be like a couple fruit trees close by.
Gotta cleanse the palate real quick.
You do though. I'll do that though. I'll be
Oh,
like,
you want to go do that? Oh,
jeez.
oh, cheese on it. Put a little cheese on it.
Tax away that flavor.
By the way, I could see how the cheese wouldn't work for that at all. That'd be weird, huh?
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned, you know, like it just, some flavors are just, that one I wouldn't do.
No. Like, even this might be weird with the cheese, but it might be kind of good too. I don't know.
I would do mozzarella cheese with that one.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes like a cheddar, you know, I bet you cheddar wouldn't be bad with that one.
Yeah, that's what this is. Cheddar.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
The colors look good together. That's what
Right,
they're
yeah, maybe I'll try it.
All right, so I'm gonna do a cracker with yours because I think the cracker has actually been the better vehicle. The apple is delicious.
It does steal though.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a little bit of a competition.
But it's kind of nice because you taste a different sugar in the apple
Totally.
than the sweetness in the honey. What makes honey sweet?
I mean, the nectar.
Right. But why is it sweet to us?
Why is it, I mean, all the sugar in it. I mean, it's
Some nectar is probably disgusting. Does it just taste good to us?
Right. Yeah, just the sugar in it. I mean, it just has that like beneficial kind of energy to it.
So yours has it's got like a little bit almost like strong. It's almost like a whiskier flavor.
I can see that.
You know, and I really like what you have in it too because yours is a little bit more complex than say, like this one's delicious. Don't get me wrong, it's very sweet. But this, you know what I think is about yours? We had yours on sopapillas, and it was the perfect honey for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think, you know,
You could make this this could be in a savory dish or a sweet dish, really.
I think it's got, you know, a little bit of that older, you know, like you kind of mentioned like the old honey taste.
Yeah.
And it has, you know, I think it's a little bit of farm kind of land, but it has a little bit of like fruit trees too. So maybe it has a little bit of that sweet, that savory too though. So maybe it's a mix of having kind of both.
Yeah.
I get lucky, but the stuff that we have out in the county where it's more farmland, it's definitely more rich. Where this is like, I would say like that more kind of like sweeter. So
Yeah.
what you're saying for a sopapilla, you kind of want that like, oh yeah, dessert. Let me go a little bit extra, you know, but still with it bread, you know, maybe a little bit of savory, you know, like a biscuit. Oh my gosh, I love
Biscuit,
that.
that'd be
Kind of like,
perfect on
oh, I
biscuit.
love an old school biscuit with just a bunch of honey on
Get
it.
that butter and that biscuit together, a little
Butter,
bit of
my
honey in
baby.
the middle of that. Boy, I tell you what.
I tell you what.
It is. It has that. It's. I don't know what it is. It's like, this is very good. This is very smooth and silky. This is very strong. This comes off like a good strong brown beer. This is very much like traditional honey in the sense, but yours is like different. Yours is like more complex than that. And I don't typically like IPA beers, but so this analogy might not work as well.
There you go.
But
Ooh,
I like that yours has the complexity. Like if I do drink an IPA beer and it's delicious, you know, I'm a little thrown off.
I see what you're saying.
But like I like when it almost has that like hoppiness. That's what that kind of reminds me of. It almost has like a hoppiness to it.
And I think, you know, with this being like Tupelo specific, it might be more like a monofloral, like a single taste. Same thing with this being buckwheat, and even this being, since it is just white like that, you know, maybe it's just a certain one flower in this mountain area, but this isn't. You know, like you're saying, it's got that like
It's a bouquet.
Yeah, it's got a whole neighborhood of flowers that maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it really is a complex. Like, I'm glad that you brought a few because now I have a better understanding of what actually makes this up, and the illustration on it is awesome too. It's like it's this one here, you know.
Same but different.
Yeah, but and so what's you got? It's called Westwood Honey, and then you got all these Westwood Honey
stickers and got some Apis imminens for the upcoming April 5th at Magnetic Gallery. It's gonna be 25, 26 paintings all about the world of the honeybee. It's gonna have threats, the predators of the honeybee. So I'm gonna have honey for sale, but honey favors. Gonna have a bunch of little giveaways. We're gonna have plenty of these are some of the honey tastings. Gonna have
so you'll
plenty
be able to
more.
have these honeys at the art
You're gonna be able to try these.
We can try mad honey. Son.
You're gonna try these honeys, but any honey from the avocado honey I got. Oh my God, these ones have a certain look, but this one, oh.
You gotta try this one because it's just such a weird, unique flavor. And you never seen anything like that from honey.
And I wanted to have that, because even the ones, my wife had never tried some of these, and I'm like, oh man, these ones, they all have a different taste. So I can't wait for people to, I was shocked at having this one for the first time, but I'm excited to see what people think of them.
This shocked me. That one caught me off guard. These two are definitely my favorites, and it's not just because you are who you are. I love this, but this one does remind me, and it's not to put it down or anything like that, but this one reminds me of traditional honey. So if I was looking for traditional honey, I'd be happy with that. This one threw me off because it's color.
Right. It's almost like a novelty honey. Cause
it is like frosting though.
I just had to have it. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
How many honeys do you collect?
Now I have, I got, I think, a dozen for the show. But before I was collecting them, I had where I would go travel and I would keep, like, oh man, I went to, Bahamas, so I had my island honey. Or, someone would travel. I had a client who's from Australia, and I have an Australian honey that I'll have that he brought back from me. He got this beechwood honey that was just, it was so good. It was amazing. You could taste, the nutty, when people kind of say like the tree, you could be like, oh man, that taste is exactly what I tasted. So,
fuck yeah.
I'm excited. I had about a dozen before, and now I kind of doubled it. So it's something that every place should have a honey that's local, and it's kind of nice to be like, oh man, when I travel now, like, oh, let me see the gift shop if they have a honey, or I'll go like a local, hopefully a local guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely, they're all different flavors. Can't wait to try what else you got at the show. I do think people are gonna be really surprised how delicious your honey is, though. Like,
thank you.
I gotta plug your shit because you're here, but I think when people try it, they'll be stoked about it. So definitely pick some of that up. Also, at the show, don't be afraid to come up, talk to this guy,
talk bees, talk anything we want to, any flowers, anything that's bee related.
And you appreciate all his damn hard work, because dude's a beekeeper, a painter, a tattooer, a husband.
Hey, the bees work hard, so it's easy to try to mimic what the bees are doing.
Well, you're killing it, my friend, and everything looks amazing and everything tastes amazing. I can't wait to see what you've prepared at your show for us. If we have this good, but yeah, let's try some of this honey and come see this movie.
Awesome. We'll see. Yeah, April 5th. Awesome. Cool.
All right, brother.